Hello everyone. Have you ever noticed how sometimes, in a family, a child may have a sudden new feature, like different eye color or a unique trait not seen before in the parents? That surprising change is often the result of something we call a mutation. Mutation is a sudden change in one or more genes or even in the number or structure of chromosomes. These changes directly affect the hereditary material of an organism. And here's the fascinating part, even the tiniest change in the DNA sequence can lead to noticeable differences in traits. So, while mutations may seem rare and random, they are one of the most powerful forces driving genetic diversity and evolution. Now, what really causes these mutations? Some mutations occur spontaneously, they just happen on their own during DNA replication, like a spelling mistake in copying. Others are induced by external factors. For example, harmful chemicals or exposure to high-energy radiation can damage DNA and trigger mutations. Errors can also occur during meiosis, the process of gamete formation, leading to changes in chromosome number or structure. Even viral infections can sneak their genetic material into host DNA and create mutations. And remember, if a mutation occurs in germ cells, it can be passed on to the next generation, but if it happens in body cells, its effect usually stays limited to the individual. Let's explore the different kinds of mutations. First, gene mutations. These involve changes in the DNA sequence of a single gene, which can alter the protein produced. Second, chromosomal mutations. Here, the number or structure of entire chromosomes is altered. This includes deletions, duplications, or rearrangements. Then, we have point mutations. Imagine replacing a single letter in a sentence. One base substitution can change the meaning of the entire genetic code, sometimes dramatically. And finally, frameshift mutations. When a base is added or deleted, the reading frame of the gene shifts, changing all codons after it. This can completely distort the resulting protein. Some of these mutations are neutral, some beneficial, but others can lead to harmful conditions. Here's a striking example. Sickle cell anemia, a serious blood disorder. It is caused by just one small change in the DNA sequence of the hemoglobin gene. A single base substitution alters the amino acid sequence, producing defective hemoglobin. As a result, the red blood cells, which are normally round and flexible, turn into a sickle shape, rigid and curved. These cells cannot carry oxygen efficiently, leading to fatigue, breathlessness, and severe pain in patients. See how a tiny genetic change can ripple out into a major physiological effect? This is the true power of mutations. Let's look at another dramatic case, mutations caused by radiation. High-energy radiation can break DNA strands or disrupt the genetic code. This kind of damage often leads to deformities and disorders. A historical example is the atomic bomb explosions in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. Survivors, plants, and animals in the affected regions showed genetic deformities that persisted across generations. But radiation isn't always destructive. In controlled settings, scientists actually use radiation to induce mutations in crops, creating new varieties that are high-yielding or resistant to diseases. So, radiation shows us how powerful and far-reaching mutation can be, both as a destructive force and as a tool for improvement. Now, here's something fascinating. Mutation is like a double-edged sword. On one side, it can cause genetic diseases, cancers, and deformities. But on the other side, it creates genetic variation, the raw material for evolution. Mutations sometimes provide survival advantages. For example, a mutation may give resistance to a disease or adaptation to an extreme climate. Without mutation, life would not have the diversity we see today, no different species, no variety within populations. So, while mutations can cause harm, they are also the hidden architects of life's incredible diversity. Let's quickly connect all the amazing things we've just explored about mutations. Mutation is a sudden, heritable change in genes or chromosomes. It can arise from replication errors, radiation, chemicals, or viral insertions. We studied different types: gene mutations, chromosomal changes, point mutations, and frame shifts. We saw how a single mutation causes sickle cell anemia and how radiation produced both harmful deformities and useful crop varieties. Most importantly, we discovered that mutations are not just random accidents. They are the driving force behind genetic diversity, evolution, and the survival of species. Isn't it amazing that every tiny change in DNA can shape the history of life itself? Biology truly reminds us that even the smallest things can make the biggest difference. Thank you for joining me in this journey through the world of mutations. I hope you now see them not just as textbook concepts, but as powerful biological phenomena that shape the world around us. Until our next session, keep observing, keep questioning, and keep wondering about the marvels of life.